everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Fasten your seatbelts for one of the great divisional rivalries in the NFL. This is the first of two games between these teams this year, and you know it's going to be entertaining. It's the Bills going up against the Dolphins. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in one of America's finest cities, Miami, Florida. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. It's been a lost first month of the season, that's for sure, as they come in with an 0-4 record.
And the window's not shut on them, though. They still have a chance to make something out of this season, but it has to start right now.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
They run again with Ajayi. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
2 plays in a row, the defense won, stacking up the running game. They've got to feel good about themselves, but something has to be in the back of their minds. Are we being set up for something big? They've got to be careful.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Deep drop. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better. And if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
And on your screen, the offensive starters, Jarvis Landry, a guy that we profile.
Love his game. Not only is he going to beat you with athleticism, he's going to outwork you as well. And look for him to hurt you also in the kick return game.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
False start, offense.
And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward.
False start, offense.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And they'll get him down right around the 16. He's able to get 4 back on the run, but now they'll have to find something here on 3rd and about 14. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense. Still 3rd down.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. Still 3rd down.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. They'll set up to throw. He's got time. Look at the time. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. So now on 4th down, on trots the Dolphins field goal unit and Andrew Franks. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Franks' kick is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their guys look good getting down the field, and that's got to give them hope that good things are in store here today.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by one of the more mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. It's Tyrod Taylor.
There's so many attributes to Tyrod Taylor's game that we like. The mobility, a good, accurate arm, really has a good presence on the field. But one of the things that we really need to focus in on is grit, his tenacity. He wasn't supposed to be the starter for the Buffalo Bills. He went out and earned that job with a stellar preseason.
And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Here's Taylor. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, it's Taylor being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And 12 yards that time and picking up the 1st.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Left side here, caught by Clay. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning. And then it's about execution. So they put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Taylor. Man open left side is Brown. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Taylor. Hard throw, incomplete. Chris Gregg, his tight end, was the intended target. And now it's 4th down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're going on 4th down. It's Taylor firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Bills' drive stalls. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
They run with Ajayi. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will find his man on the outside. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Here comes the D swarming to the line. Here's Ajayi. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. And clock running here, under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. This is Ajayi. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down following the run.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there, because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved.
Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, are almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's second down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. And they've got it here with a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now Taylor. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Watkins alone on the left side. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Tackle made by the Hall of Fame safety Larry Wilson.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From midfield now, here's Taylor. Going deep here for Watkins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Pass interference. Defense.
Certainly some contact there, and that's why there's a penalty on the defender for pass interference.
So hard to time it up for a defender to hit the receiver when the ball arrives. Got there a little bit early on that one.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. On second down, Taylor. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Jonathan Williams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bills have cut it to within a score. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Bills defense, they make their way back out there. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky. Preach. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This one caught. Jordan Cameron. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Back to throw. Drops it off to Ajayi. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Encroachment, defense. Automatic first down.
Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his man. That's Landry. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
False start, offense.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. And here is motion again. And that's going to be 2 in a row.
False start, offense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
False start, offense.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Surveying the field. Still back there. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And Frank's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And here come the Bills. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense. Play action. Now Taylor finding time. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. The intended receiver was Corey Brown. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here we go on 4th down with Taylor. Flush to his right. And he's got his man. It's the tight end, Clay. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. A reminder that coming up at halftime, we'll join Larry Ridley in Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. So we look forward to that.
And I'm looking forward to some air conditioning.
I bet you are. Over the middle here to Brown. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence. But there was no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
To throw is Taylor. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bills are an extra point away from taking the lead. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got time in the pocket. Great protection. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now a first down following that long gain. Again, he'll drop to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And quickly, they get to the line. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Looking left side, and it's complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando, and with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Larry Ridley.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. Both teams have played a clean first half and that there are no turnovers to this point. That being the case, it's no surprise that we have a very close game at halftime. Here we go. Let's do this. Here's your first half highlights. Dolphins have it at the 40. Drake's going to use solid blocking to break free, and he'll go in from 40 yards out, pushing the lead to 10. Fields lined up at the 15. Williams is found on the quick pass.
So this guy's just sitting there, right? He's got like 30 hot dogs in front of him. And what's that? Apparently we're back. Okay, so Larry's halftime show got cut off. Sorry, we were doing story time here in the booth. We are ready, though, for the third quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out come the Bills now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. And he has not been able to find the same type of running room this week as last. Such a great game. We met with him. He came in, had the biggest smile on his face, so we just thought that would carry over.
Sometimes you wonder if maybe it borders on a little overconfidence. They were so good last week. He's getting extra blocking out on the perimeter from the wide receivers to get him downfield. In this game, maybe he came into it with the idea that it's just going to be like last week, be a piece of cake. And what they're getting from the defense isn't exactly the same. And, boy, it's been tough going for him.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. That one good for 10 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Watkins alone on the left side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. Room here to run. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
How about that interception? Like father, like son. Tim McDonald Sr. had 40 interceptions in the NFL, playing with Arizona and San Francisco. His son trying to follow in his footsteps.
Now it's Ajayi. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
6 yards to go here on second down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now they'll throw here out of the gun, surveying the field. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Finding time. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it fourth down. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the left hash, this from 34. And Frank's kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On second down, here's Taylor, escaping the pressure right. And he fires one incomplete. Charles Clay has tied in the intended target, and it's third down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. They come out 5 Waddler. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. So after that, big defense maybe on their heels. And on the ground they go with a running back. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Taylor will throw again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end. But running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Again, it's Taylor. Flushed out right. And avoids the contact by sliding. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route. The
line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Taylor eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll try and throw for it with Taylor. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Corey Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills are an extra point away from taking the lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. He's got time in the pocket. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
They're going to look to throw. Backing up. Going deep here for Stills. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
They were stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Now Taylor, and he rifles one incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Here's Taylor. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
From the gun, it's Taylor. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And a pretty simple completion there underneath, but a successful one for the offense.
Partner, it doesn't have to be the big shots downfield all the time. Having that safety net underneath is a great thing for a quarterback.
Taylor will throw, and he whips that one incomplete there. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Now Taylor to throw, and he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
They'll start out on the ground with Ajayi. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. A couple of Bills team up to bring him down there. And the evidence shows last week's game, it's really leaked into a second game now, Charles. What do you think of this?
And it's a surprise, isn't it? Because when we spent time watching them practice, talking with the coaches, they felt like a bounce back was going to happen this week. They were very confident in the game plan, thought the defenses they would see would present great opportunities for big-time runs. We're not getting that so far. I don't know if this is a game plan or if they're just being overwhelmed by the defense they're facing.
Back now in Miami. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got time. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Pushing a foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the passer, that's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Surveying the field. Looking for the... And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first touchdown on the year. So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the fourth. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And they get 28 yards on that one. And it'll be a Buffalo first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On first down, it's Taylor. Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan, and Thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Another pistol look here. Going to give this time to the tailback. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Couple of Bills team up to bring him down there. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll set up a throw. Well, he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. Here's Matt Darr now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Here comes the Dolphins defensive unit now. And the interception the last time, their third takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays. They're looking very good in this ball game.
You said flocking, flying to the football. Coaches always use that, don't they?
They really do. It's almost it goes back to the old, when they click off the frame at the end of a play, they want to see all 11 defensive guys in that picture.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now they'll throw with Taylor. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant. And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Taylor looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Colby Listenby, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Illegal block in the box. Offense.
They'll run with Drake. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early.
False start. Offense.
Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on third down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass. And he's going to get this one down. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Matt Darr now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And back onto the field, here comes the Dolphins defense. And everything's going to rest on this drive. Can they keep them out of field goal range? Because a field goal would win it.
So now you're in that position of you can't just back off and give them easy throw.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Eric Armstead in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack. That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right? Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Defense.
Thought he may have gotten away with one there, but the ref caught him, and it's holding. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw. Steps away to his left. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it's first down, Buffalo.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he's brought down. 14 yards that time for number 14. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll look to throw. Man open left side is Brown. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
And he went back. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this 3rd down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column.